parents who are now gloriously stuck at home with our kids, what are some tips you have for us that help us maintain productivity during this season?
Well, I think with productivity, it's really knowing what you want to accomplish in your day, in your week, and in your month. If you wake up in the morning and you don't necessarily know what you want to accomplish, then it's hard to be action oriented, right? Mm-hmm. So having a schedule works for me. I have a schedule that has my kids doing, their homework. We have lunch, we have a recess, so-called recess. And then that keeps them they know what part of the day it is. They know what is expected of them. And then during their, different quiet times, like if they are doing homework, I can also jump on my computer and do some work. And then it just kind of has that order. If I don't have like a schedule or a system, I feel like I won't get any work done. We're pretty much just eating whenever we get hungry. And then I won't be consistent with homework if I don't have a schedule. So productivity for me works because I have a schedule and I know what I want to accomplish in the day. Meg?
There you go. I muted myself because the dog was barking. Whoopsie.
I did hear a little bit
that
of a bark.
Yes. Being very opinionated during this Facebook Live session. That is such a solid reminder, or for some, like, well, first time they're hearing that, this idea of thinking about the month of April and then winding it down. Okay, what about this week? Okay, what about today? That's really powerful. And it sounds like that would really help people put things into perspective of what's the next right thing today.
Right. So like, for example, yesterday I printed out all of my kids' homework for the week and I put it in a folder. And I literally go through them on a daily basis. And I say, okay, we're going to do 6 or 7 worksheets each. And then I keep them all in the same folder. So at the end of the week, we'll go over them. And then they get like little treats or little presents for the completion of their homework. Mm-hmm. And that helps, with just trying to juggle work life, home life, and then managing a household.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's awesome. And what your kids are grades? They look like early. What grades are they? Early elementary?
Kindergarten and pre-K.
That's so great. And I know that helps them so much, that consistency and the schedule and having things planned for the week regarding their homework and things like that.
Right. And I don't want them to just play video games all day. I don't want them to just watch TV or YouTube and not have their brains being exercised and continuing to learn from whatever their school would have taught them that day. So, and our teacher here, we do Zoom with her in the morning for like a couple of minutes, which is really helpful.
Oh yeah, super helpful.
Yeah. So
I think Michelle Collins is watching. Michelle, are you still on with us? Let's see. Mighty mommy of 4 or 5 adult children, I believe. Mighty parent, but now I think Anne now has some adult children at home with her. I don't know if she's still. This is the downfall of Be Live, is that I'm sure Zoom might be this way too, is since I'm watching it on my phone to make sure that we're streaming well on Facebook and our group, it's, as I said, it's a little delayed. And so it's showing me that I think Michelle is still watching, but I can't see if she's commented yet. But anyway, fun tech stuff. Yay. Okay, so moving from productivity, what is a practical tip you have for us in cultivating patience during this season?
Out of the three P's that we're talking about, patience is one that I found the most interesting to think about because I think patience is the root of patience, the lack of it at least, is control. And when we are not in control, right, we lose our patience. We get antsy, or we want to kind of get everything back in how it's supposed to be, in order or in alignment. And then if it doesn't, then we become impatient because the results there. And then I wanted to kind of bring control back all the way down. Like, what is control? Where does it come from? And I think essentially control comes from the ego. The ego with wanting to have things look a certain way and wanting things to be a certain way, or it's not you, or it's not right, and it's not beneficial in that moment. So when we look at it in that standpoint, where patience comes from the desire to control, and then also control comes from the ego at work, then we can really take a look and step back at, okay, what can I let go of a little bit, right? What can I, like in today's current environment, what can I let go of? So for me, how I became impatient with today's environment is our grocery shopping isn't the same anymore.
Yes, right? So true.
So it's so different now. And now it's gone through an app, and I have to do it 4 days prior, or else the reservation spots will be all taken up. And then, you don't know if you're going to get toilet paper on this run. You don't know if you're going to get baby wipes or hand sanitizer. And so that definitely tested my patience. And I mean, now I decided to just get toilet paper from Amazon. It's going to come here in 4 weeks, and I paid $40 for it. But that just comes with, I think, the environment we're in, and just understanding that we can't control everything, and that's okay. And our resources will come to us, and the things we need will be given to us. But the things we want, maybe not so much. If we want 20 rolls of toilet paper, you probably won't get 20 rolls. You may get 5, right? And you're going to have to be okay with just the 5. So, yeah, that's why I thought patience was really interesting to think about.
Yes. And I know there's similar peace and patience of the 3 Ps of this group. They're very similar, but they're not synonyms. So that's really good. The next time my offspring or anything about this situation is making me feel impatient, to tap in and ask myself, is this my ego just wanting to be more in control of the situation, when really it's not what's best for the moment for me to be in control. It's not what's best for my daughter to move at my pace, or my husband to get home on my schedule instead of his company's schedule. So that's really asking myself, realizing it's not about me when I'm feeling, it's about others as well when I'm feeling impatient. That's a really powerful take on patience.
It's hard, when your ego is louder than your heart, and that a lot of the times, if you don't control, there's that word. If you don't control that ego, it's definitely going to overtake, things that matter to you. So it's really just being aware, of when your ego is there and loud, to kind of come back and be like, okay, let me get back to me, my essence, who I am, and not this ego that's like yapping away.
Yes. And I know in your book, Boss Mom Mentality, and for those just chiming in, we're talking with author Maria Henderson, who is the author of Boss Mom Mentality and also podcaster and podcasting coach. And in your book, you talked about how you talk a lot about spirituality and neuroscience, and which of course are topics that I love so much. And I so appreciated your endorsement of my latest book. It was so helpful that we both share that interest in spirituality and neuroscience. And I'm sure that in this season, we're kind of all operating out of survival mode. We're trying not to, but it's innate to operate out of in that way, that it's really, our egos are really loud. Our self-interest is very loud right now.
Oh my
so I bet we're
more panic buying, you know. And I found myself overeating 2 weeks ago just in case we ran out of food. And I was like, what am I doing? Stop overeating, like almost like trying to prepare for like 6 months of being, you know, not having any kind of food. And that's the just being human and staying alive. Like now we have to stay alive.
Yes. It's on that's hilarious. Kind of like your own little Fat Tuesday before Mardi Gras. You were filling up.
Yeah, like, okay, Maria, we're going to have eggs next week. You don't have to eat all the eggs this week. Like, just crazy.
Yes. So speaking of crazy, the opposite of crazy is peace. So what practical tip do you have for our final P to cultivate peace during these uncertain times?
You know, peace is actually a very calming topic for me. And I, for some reason, could not find anything wrong. Like, well, I mean, if you're at peace, you're at peace, right? And then I had to think about, well, what did I write? Because I write emails to my subscribers every week. And this week, I remember writing acceptance and having to accept our current environment. And that in the place of acceptance, you can actually be at peace with where you're at, what you're doing, who you're with, and make the best of the things that you have at hand, right? So if you do have three packages of baby wipes, how are you going to ration it for the next 2 months? You know, and being okay with that. And it's okay. Like, it's okay if we have only one thing of whatever it is. So, and I actually gave some pointers on getting that acceptance into our lives in our current moment. And it's journaling was one of the biggest things that came up for me, you know, writing about, why is this moment so fearful for all of us? And just kind of removing the illusions we make up about it. Like when I, you know, hate grocery shopping 2 weeks ago because of how it changed. But now just accepting the fact that it is what it is. We have all of the resources we need, and it's completely fine. Like, really, we are now just at home with our loved ones. And we're not in a terrible place. You know, people are not in that, you know, maybe for the people that are laid off, you know, that's definitely hard to deal with. But in a sense, this is just temporary. You know, everything right now is temporary. And accepting that, I think, will kind of relieve the stress of the new kind of environment we have.
That's so good. And people can subscribe to your emailing list. We'll put to get that goodness in their inbox, we'll put that link below these comments. And we do have a question from life coach Kristen Anderson Wolf. And she says, sometimes I feel like I have to be organized in order to get organized. In this season, what would you advise to people who are really starting from scratch? Parentheses, they were a bit chaotic before the pandemic, but now they need to be organized. But now they need to be organized? ? So what advice would you have?
So are we? So before the pandemic, we were unorganized.
Yes. So in this. Yeah, in this season, what would you advise to people who are really starting from scratch, and they were a bit chaotic before the pandemic, but now they need to be organized during this season? So it sounds like, yes, they were not at their ideal state of organized before the pandemic hit, and now we're in this season.
Well, I think organization really comes from where you are mentally. So I would suggest journaling about why why there was unorganization in the past. And then it took this, I guess, in this moment for this crisis or world pandemic to happen, for you to feel the urge to get organized. I feel like once you uncover that, then you can move on to getting organized. Because let's say we do go over some steps to get you organized. All right, let's get you to understand what your goals are. What kind of action-oriented steps do you want to take to accomplish each goal? But you also have to get in the right mindset. And in order for you to get in the right mindset, you have to kind of go into, why did it take this long, this kind of emergency, for you to actually go in and get organized? So
they kind of cut off toward the end. Did you say, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if that what I said made sense.
I think so. And we'll see. Kristen, let us know. Kristen is a fellow conversation queen. She says thanks. So I really appreciate how you shared at the beginning of that statement. I appreciated all of it, obviously. And at the start, you gave a new twist to it, that it's mental, asking myself, what is it about this situation that I don't, and you might not have said this, but I feel it. Kristen said that she said that made sense. Exclamation point.
Yay.
Asking yourself, yay, you make sense, yay.
I can't see anything on my side, so I feel like, yeah, it's funny.
I'm so sorry. I'm showing so much empathy on my face for you. I hope you can feel that in my voice. That I hate that you can't see me.
The energy from you is wonderful. I love it. I feel your energy, your warm, loving energy, girl. I feel it all over me. So Thank you.
I'm so glad. It's so helpful. So helpful. So yeah, you've really had me think about the organization is mental, and asking myself, what about this situation doesn't feel organized to me?
Yeah. And I don't think she really asked me that, though. I don't think she said, well, why is it that, but I think in order for anyone to have long-term success in any kind of new thing, right? Let's say if you haven't been organized in the past and you want to now become organized, we need to figure out what it is that made you not want to be organized. Did you not like, looking at the stuff you needed to do, right? Was there challenges with you? Was there mental things that you felt unsupported to do and you just ignored it? And now you're in your house and now you kind of almost have to do it.
Oh, yeah.
If you clear that energy, I think you can actually accomplish your tasks from an energy of like a space of love, a space of positivity, instead of, oh, I have to get it done because I'm in a world crisis.
Right? Yeah. And also to add to that great list of examples you gave of what it could be, I know for some, and for me at times, I could be trying to organize things into boxes that really aren't my boxes to have. Like, they're not work I should be doing, period. I wasn't made for that work, or it needs to be on someone else's plate, and I'm trying to organize it when really there's a bigger problem there than just organizing. It's not my work to do. And I know I've been in situations like that. Kristen just commented, and of course I was speaking hypothetically with a laughy face.
Nice.
So that's really, really good, man. I'm going to be thinking a lot deeper. I'm going to think a lot deeper now about organization, not just Post-it notes and file folders and Google folders and color-coded calendars. There's a deeper level there you just brought to us about organization. That's really good.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, I'm not even really organized, really. I think that I try to be organized on the surface level. But am I really organized? No, I am not truly organized at all. But, a little bit goes a long way. So.
Oh, yeah. And I'm a full believer and a full encourager that organization looks different based on personality type.
True. And that's true.
I think we need to, it would benefit us all to be more aware of that for sure. So, you are working, I can talk to you forever, but I want to honor your life and my life. I know your kids are eating snacks to entertain themselves during this, so I want to honor their life too. You're working on another book with it's another Boss Mom Mentality. It's part of the series, right?
Yeah. So the first book was the Boss Mom Mentality, and it's a personal growth book for moms. And then the second book, it's book 2 of the Boss Mom Mentality, and it's about mental health and wellness. So it's, going into the journey of health, fitness, and being mindful about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's so exciting. And then if people in our group, we have some podcasters in this group. We have some people that are wanting to start podcasts. You run an amazing Facebook group called, I'm going to butcher it, Podcasting for Professional Women.
Very close. Podcasting for Women in Business.
There it is. Okay, perfect. Yeah. What is it? 1960? I don't know why I just said for professional women.
Hey, we women are professional in there.
Yes. That is so great. And then people can catch you as a podcasting coach. They can reach out to you for that. Is that right?
Yep. So I go in there and I talk a lot about different podcasting tips, especially for the new podcasters who don't know where to start. So it's a platform where new podcasters or even entrepreneurs who are looking to be in podcasting can join the community and talk about their products and services, share podcast ratings if they want. That one's like a big hitter. When someone asks for that, everyone's on it. They want rating exchange. And, just a community of amazing boss ladies.
Yeah, that's so exciting. So exciting. And then your podcast that people can listen to is called the Maria. Oh, goodness. I'm looking at my
Talks with Maria. And that's just something that I kind of carried all the way through my website, my blog, because really you're just talking to me. Talks with Maria.
Yeah.
So I made it simple.
That's awesome. Oh, you've given us so much tonight. And I have to, Kristen commented one more time that it makes complete sense that there's some prior work to be done with organization, thinking, writing in a journal, etc. So good. Thank you, Kristen, for being with us tonight. And for everyone watching on the replay, we will post Maria's website below again. And feel free to, if you want to ask her any questions, tag her in the comment thread and ask her those questions. She's an amazing author and an amazing mom and is serving so many people in amazing ways. So she's definitely someone you want to stay connected with. So thank you for your time tonight.
I appreciate it.
All right, we are off the air.